All right. Welcome back. We're back. We're back.
Welcome
We're
back.
back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome to Naija Knows. Y'all listen.
Y'all.
Life has been busy, but it's been good. We've been growing in every way possible. And we finally had some time to sit down and talk a little bit. We're just going to chit chat. We're not talking about anything specific. We're just going to let the conversation flow how it flows. Y'all know how we do. So we have the beautiful Felicia. And the beautiful Tori. And there's me, the guy.
Yay!
Back in the building, and we're just gonna like kind of catch up a little bit. The last episode I think I posted when I checked it the other day was like September.
Oh wow!
Posted, so that means late August, September since we recorded, because I think we split that one in two. I don't remember. Either way, that's been 6 months.
A minute.
So that's April, more than 6 months. So, what's been going on, ladies? First of all, if y'all have seen our other videos, if you're hearing us and you can't really see it, go watch us on YouTube. But you can see we all part of the Lock of Life.
Yeah.
You see us shaking them locks.
Yeah.
Shake them. Okay.
Lock gang.
Locked up. All part of me out.
Hey.
Locked up. Don't let me out. Yeah. What's the one thing? A black girl in her lock.
A black girl in her lock. So
why didn't I do this sooner?
Right?
Yeah. This
I
is
think
actually
we all played with the idea for years.
Yeah, a long time. This is my second. I had them, and then I combed them out, and then I did the smaller ones. So I'm looking kind of crazy right now, but I love it.
Keep her hands out of her head.
I like hair play. I like to play. So.
Yes, I love it. And I went thicker, and I love that. I did like the instant locks, the crochet, and they're growing like crazy. And I'm like, wait till they get to my shoulders.
Listen,
right?
You won't be able to tell
over. What you said?
Anything.
What you said?
Nothing.
To the other side.
Every time I talk, I'm gonna be like, so thank you so much for joining the meeting today, everybody at work. Today we're gonna talk about these numbers. Excuse me, my hair is just.
So long. Just all on the hair.
It's just in the way. That will be just a problem. Yes. But that's okay. That's what they're for. It's so nice. Like the maintenance on them is like so wonderful and simple, and like especially for going to the gym and stuff. Like it is just it's a miracle to be just cute 24/7. Like I'm here. I
have to worry about it. So that's one thing. We all part of Lock Life. What else been going on with y'all? Like, let the people know. I mean, I know.
A lot.
I'm gonna have a high school graduate next month.
Yay!
Yes, I know, right, Tori? Right? It's exciting. Yeah, May 17th, Tori. If you want to come, let me know and I'll get you a ticket. May 17th.
She's an adult now.
She'll be 19 this year.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. 19. Miss Maya is just growing up to be just a beautiful young lady with a mind of her own.
Yeah.
For sure.
So we've been doing prom. Well, we did homecoming, now prom, graduation. It's been crazy.
Does she have any post-school plans? Or is she going to take a break?
She's getting a job initially.
Okay.
She's going to get a job because I got her a car, and she's going to have to help with these car payments, number one, and the car insurance. Because if you guys don't already know, she was in a car accident maybe a month after I got her the car. Nobody was hurt. It was a parking lot accident. Nobody was in the other car. But now my car insurance is going up. over $100. So she's
Yeah.
going to help out with that, but she is going to do a trade. So she's
Okay,
going to figure
good.
out,
That's
so she can
awesome.
just figure out
Just
something, go
go.
directly into it, and don't have to do that other bull crap. So
Honestly, I feel like college was definitely oversold to us in our generation. And I mean, at some point, obviously having education is never a bad thing, but I feel like at this
no,
point now, if you're going to go to college, really it should be for something like like the specific stuff that you really
Mhm.
do need a formal education for.
yeah,
To be a doctor, yes, please go to college.
or a
To
lawyer,
be or a lawyer, or
Right.
things of that nature, an engineer or something
yeah,
like that. Yeah, definitely, go to college if that's what you want to be. But I feel like if you are not quite sure, or if what you want to do is something that you can learn by experience only, figure out how to get it by experience. Like,
Mhm.
right?
I, like,
Absolutely,
you save yourself so much time and money,
yeah,
Yes.
just jumping right into it. Because even when you do get the degree, you don't even get the right job because you don't have
no,
any experience. But all your experience was in college, and it's such a
mm-hmm.
weird cyclical thing. So to just go get a trade and just go ahead and start getting that experience is awesome. Like I
Yeah,
definitely
I
commend
went
that
through a
route.
whole thing with her. I literally listed out like if she was making minimum wage. I think I did $16 an hour, $20 an hour, $25 an hour. Listed all of her expenses. Listed out the colleges if she went to in-state college, out-of-state college,
Mhm.
tuition, room and board, the meal plan. I did all of that so she could see, like physically see it in front of her. Like this is
Yeah.
what we're looking at. So now that we have this information, let's make an educated decision.
Right.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to go for sure. I guess my little update, Joseph is in school. Finally, he's
Yay.
finishing up his first year,
Yay.
so this is his spring semester. He's sticking with the engineering. I was like, math, man, at
Yeah.
math. But hey, listen, if you want to do it, there's no way I'm gonna
Go.
tell him he
let him
shouldn't.
do it.
So
Exactly.
he's been
We'll
doing
get you a
really
professional
well.
tutor.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly, if need be. But he's been doing really well, and he got invited to the honors society, whatever
Oh,
it's
good.
called, and
Really?
yeah, and to join the honors college, and which would give him more opportunities, for scholarships and study abroad,
Nice.
all different types of other things. So I'm proud of my
Cool.
baby. I was a little worried. Like,
Yeah.
what you gonna do now? What
Yeah.
you gonna do?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
he listen, he
Joseph.
figured it out, and he's doing it with little to no help from me.
But can I
So
just say, you gave him that space and time to do that, where I feel like there's a lot of moms and parents, not just moms, but parents, either way, that like put so much like specified education
mhm.
expectations on their kids to, like, because that was their timing. Like, well, I did it this fast, so you need to do it this fast. And I feel like you did a really good job as a mom to give Joseph that space to really think about what he wanted to do, and gave
Yeah.
in his own time. And I think that that's going to
Yeah.
serve him so well.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. And my biggest thing was, you got to do something, number one. But, I don't want you to be in a rush to leave because it's hard out here. It's expensive. Life is crazy. And at least while I'm here and able to at least provide the housing and all that, so that when you do step out, you're stepping on solid, sure footing. That's my
Yeah.
thing. I don't want you to have to come back. Once you go, I want you to be gone. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because that's what I did. I left, came back, left, came. I don't want to have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Stay here while you can, save whatever
Mine,
money, job, whatever you need to do. And then when you out there, you'll be out there, you'll be good. And, you can just
Right.
come back for visits and to come pick up
Right.
your little
Short.
use
brother.
me,
Right.
Beth.
Right. Short visits.
Use me.
Oh.
Thank you. She can say it. She won't.
Your
Oh,
mic
your
is
mic's
breaking up. Yeah, your mic again. It's going in
I
and
said
out.
she can stay as long as she
clicking.
Yeah, say it again.
can stay as long as
She can stay as long as she wants. Yeah, it's clicking though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's doing the
Um,
weird. Whatever you did before, that should work.
yeah. But yeah, it's been good. And I mean, outside of that, job wise, career wise, things have been going well, looking to that, some new opportunities. And yeah, life has been really. You know what else? You know what else? Since last time, we all had a birthday. Hello, we all had a birthday. Felicia, you turned
Yeah.
50.
What?
You turned 50. All right, y'all. We had a slight
We're
technical
back.
difficulty. We're back. All right,
We're
Felicia,
back.
what did you say now?
I said I will be 40 this year. So when I birthday last year, I turned 39.
All right,
Yay.
turned
30
39.
and 35.
Corey turned 35, and I turned the big 40. Yeah. Y'all, listen, when it was coming up like a month before, I was getting like anxiety, like, dang, girl, like, for real, you about to
No,
be
you're like, no.
40. Like, I was
Really?
talking to some older women at work and stuff, like, did y'all experience this? Because I'm having like real anxiety, like, oh my God, like, yo, you're about to be 40 for real. You need to get your life together. What are you doing? You have no idea what's going on.
I still don't feel like an adult. When
Like you're
does this
still a
I need
kid.
an
You're like
adult
happen?
right now.
16. Like
Like,
you've been
when
a
does it
16-year-old
happen?
mind for all this time. Get it together. But
Right.
as it got closer, and also, the birthday trip to Colombia with six of us. Tori was one of those people. And as it got closer, I felt a little bit better and started to embrace it. And the trip was just
So fun.
everything. It was what I needed, number one, to get away, but just the whole experience, of course, the people that went on the trip, but also just the environment, being in Colombia and seeing something different and just being around. Just, I didn't realize how much I needed it until we came back. I was like, dang,
Mm.
I really needed that. And
Right.
Tori and them, they got me. I was crying, child. Look ugly, everything.
It's okay. I had drops. I had like the little red removal Lumify drops. Hashtag Lumify if you want to, support me. I use y'all all the time. But yeah, like they work. And it was such a beautiful trip. And it was so nice to see a country and hear the way that they speak of themselves outside of the persona that like US media has given them. Like it was
Right.
so different. It was so cool. And the food
Mhm.
was simple but like
Good.
good.
Yeah, the
Good. And like
Airbnb host, Airbnb, there we go. Host, she like cooked breakfast for us and made us coffee every morning. Like it was
mm,
just a good experience
so
altogether. Just really a much needed trip.
I will
Um
say the people were just small observation for myself. The people, juxtaposed to what we would think of Colombians here in the US, uh, I felt like they were also like small, and maybe it's just because we're all so tall. Well, I'm tall,
you're tall.
and I'll take maybe I recant that statement, but like everybody felt so small. And then we saw like the indigenous like Colombians from the mountain,
Hmm.
like the Spaniard-esque Colombians it was almost like the like sad puppy dog commercials, and they had like these like little miniature like mountain people that were like natives, and the Colombians were like, you too, for just pennies a day, can support the natural people of this land,
Yeah.
and
Like
they
you
just
could
had
walk
them
us
like
up
on
to the
display.
Oh
Yeah, which that
wow.
felt really weird to me.
It
Like I
was
get it. Obviously, you
weird.
want to support people, but the tour guide on the walking tour at the end, he walks us up to like, oh, these are the indigenous people and look at their necklaces and why don't you buy from them? It really helps them to, and it just felt very,
It was
What?
like,
starving African babyish, which I was
yeah.
uncomfortable with.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I
The
didn't quite like that either.
birds popping. Yeah. And then I did ask because they were like extremely small, like all of them. All of them
Yeah,
were
they
like
were.
they were like pygmy people, and I'm so sorry if that sounds like they were so small. And I asked, I was like, are they all like this small? And the way that he answered kind of made sense because they are indigenous to like the high altitude and the mountains. Like things that are
Mhm.
typically up high tend to be smaller.
Right.
And the more, and if you're down lower, the more oxygen you get, the bigger you as a species tends to be. If that's where you, and I was like, oh, okay, and that kind of makes sense to be, but whatever. But it was just very like, yeah, it was very weird.
Really? So did I have a
Yeah.
lack of oxygen? Is that why I'm so short?
I mean,
We figured it out, Felicia.
but I mean, if we threw you back into the Middle Ages, you'd be an
You'd
Amazon.
be all right. The tallest one in the room.
Tall, right? You'd be
Oh
you'd be
wow.
tall as the men in the room. So just the wrong time period. That's all. You were just born in the wrong time.
Yeah,
I'd be an ogre.
outcast. Send her to the
Right,
back.
giantess ogres on the loose, like just be taller than the castles and just be like looking over the walls, like y'all
Looking over
good,
the wall.
y'all good in here. You got any games?
But yeah, overall, I mean, it was definitely a good trip. For sure. I definitely want to go back, maybe to a different city, or town next time. But definitely, travel has become like outside of, my regular life, like my main priority. Like I want to go places and see people and see things. So it's been, yeah, it's been a good time. 2022, everything wasn't perfect, but it is what it is. It was overall, I made it. I'm still here.
Right. Made it, and we are in a season.
One thing I did want to let's see. Okay, y'all saw that Trump got so-called arrested. He turned himself in. I don't know if it was arrest.
Yeah.
Like I'm stuttering now. Like he has all these indictments, and yeah, hopefully he gets whatever anybody other person would get. But I'm just very skeptical of the U.S. justice system and government anyway, just as it is, how it goes for us black people.
Try not
But it's
to
like,
give
is he
anything.
gonna? He ain't going to jail. It ain't gonna
They're
be no
not gonna
fine.
keep him
Like,
now.
come on. I feel like
No.
some way it's gonna be like a waste of time. It's gonna be the same story that we see all the time. It goes
I
through
think
all
it's
the
like he
show and
likes,
then he just walks away.
but he just likes the attention, and sometimes I feel like it's just to keep him relevant and in the news and keep him top of mind. Any publicity is good publicity, and for him, I feel like this was something to keep him from fading into obscurity as like the orange president. Like, how do I stay relevant? How do I keep the hillbillies mad? How do I, I'm gonna tell them I'm gonna get arrested. I'm gonna get them up in arms again, because I for grabbing pussy. Like I'm gonna be arrested for it. And I try not to give it energy because this shit is like it's draining,
Yeah.
and it's
And at this
distracting.
point too, it seems like there's definitely, his base that they're gonna be up his butt no matter what. But
No
I
matter
do
what.
see some breaks, from Republican. They're sort of moving on, like you said, to see who the next person is gonna be. Because Biden, I went to DC a couple weeks ago, by the way. It was fun. Biden, he looked like he ready to go sit down somewhere. Like I just be
he's
feeling
80,
bad.
what,
like
88, 89? He's
yeah,
almost 90,
I
isn't
be
he?
He
feeling
up there.
bad. Like he about to
He's
like
up
pass
there.
out. Like he need to go sit down. So they need to find
He's
somebody
tired.
back.
Right. Somebody put his feet up. Go get him, go get him his Metamucil. And
Yeah, I feel like he did.
I mean, I'm not mad at him. He's still trying to
Yeah,
do
no.
some work. They still running stuff by him, but maybe
Might be time. I'm gonna feel like he spent basically his entire career, as a politician, a
absolutely.
senator,
Yeah.
vice president, our president. So, he did his part,
Right.
whatever that was.
Yeah.
Literally dedicated his whole life to it. So yeah, you feel I would look
He
at some
can
of
rest
the
for the last.
speeches. Yeah, I'd be looking at him like, man, somebody just need to let him go sit down.
Right.
It's time.
Sit Papa down.
Make him.
Right.
Make
Him sit down.
Sit Papa down. Where's the when you get on the the one the private like presidential jet, they should give him like the little chair that like attaches and like goes up like they give so, but instead of like having to climb the stairs, he just sits and he kind of like just rides
And it
it.
goes up. Oh my god.
Yeah. So I
That's
mean,
a real sign. Like you're done, sir, and you're done. You're
hmm
finished.
yeah,
He's gonna put
it's
in his time. That's all. He's not gonna.
yeah.
There's not gonna be another term. He was a
Hmm
mediator for sure.
Yeah.
Um. So for me, what has happened? Yeah, birthdays, and then I am in the midst of purchasing my first home.
I just said it all the time. I've been holding on to it.
Yay!
So excited.
Yes. I'm already in the home, but just working out the details still, for other people's rushing mistakes, but they are being handled. But in the meantime, I am in the house and I'm loving it. I've always been like team apartment, and I still am team apartment. But the way this kind of like fell into place, I was like, I can't deny that, and it's giving me everything on my checklist.
Mm.
And it was such a good move, and I'm so like happy. I'm definitely in a season of like acceptance and growth and abundance and like all that good stuff. Work is going really, really well. I just took on another position, just taking steps opportunity wise. So I got pulled into like a global project that'll be like the next 10-15 years. So it's like opportunity, which is what I'm more so concerned about. Because my current position at my company is great. My team is amazing. I don't move lightly, but there's just nowhere to go unless somebody decides to leave or, you know, retire or something like that. And I'm not putting my hands in waiting for somebody's Nima to retire. So
Yeah.
this other opportunity is really cool because then I get to use skills that I haven't gotten to use in a really long time and take on some new skills and go back. Instead of being like people manager, I get to be do more project management. So I'm just excited, and it's just things are happy and working. Um, the dating scene was as I left it.
As I left it, I like that. I like that.
Yo, we gonna talk about that next, girl. Go ahead, finish.
It's not any different than when I left it the last time I was single. So coming back out here, you know, eh, there
Yeah,
was there was no
exactly. Yeah.
there was no seasonal growth. There's a lot of fish in the ocean, but also a lot of plastic and a lot of trash too. So just
Mhm.
sifting through and seeing, but still very hopeful and just trying to take like a different approach to it. And we can talk about that on another conversation for sure. But jumping back in that pool has been interesting and fun
Yeah.
actually, because my approach is different now. Like,
Yeah.
to Nikki's point, a lot has happened since the last time we recorded, and my outlook on how I plan on not how I plan on how I'm allowing people to treat me now and not treat me, and what I'm
Mhm.
putting up with and not putting up with, stuff that I knew before, but now it's being enforced.
Yeah.
And like the benefits of enforcing that has yielded already like amazing results, and not doing the same thing. I've loaded no apps. I don't know Bumble, Tinder, plenty of none
Yeah.
of that. I have none of those. I was like, I'm changing my approach because no, I'm tired of that. And I have other things that are more important, which I realize to worry about. And if it works, beautiful. If it doesn't, I'm getting cats, and that's also beautiful because cats are amazing. So
Yes, they
finding
are.
Yeah.
I have
happiness,
two.
right,
It's
right. Finding happiness wherever I am, and
yeah.
anything else can kick rocks.
Yeah. That's kind of right. What, Felicia?
Hmm?
We gonna talk about you? Or do you want to not talk
Damn.
about it?
Well, talk about me as far as me still being in a relationship. Yep, I'm still there. Are we wanting to talk about
Well, you
some
don't have to
revelations
say
I've had, or we're
specific.
not
Yes, revelations. That's what we want. Revelations, not specifics, but
revelations?
revelations.
I have realized that I have gone through a lot in life, as we all have, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I got to a point where I realized, well, maybe I'm like emotionally just tapped out. Like where I am is just what I have to give. Like I don't think I have anything else to give other than what I'm showing right now. And that's what I was just thinking too, just listening to you, Tori. I love that about you, how you can just you the not really it's carefree, but you can just you're still able to give it, you know. And I've realized that I'm not there, and I don't know if I will
Yeah.
ever be there.
No, I think
You
you will
will
for
at
sure.
some point, which we
Yeah,
talked about it because I'm,
Time is ticking.
this is very similar. I recently just, started sort of dabbling out there in the dating world again myself, over the last few months or whatever. And, that's one thing I definitely, feedback I've gotten is like, yeah, like I can't tell if you like me or not because you're not giving me
Yes,
anything.
yes,
And the way I feel is like, to me, if I'm here, because I don't just spend my time with anybody, I love my house, I love my bed, I love my solitude. So if I'm here, to me,
I
that's
want you
showing
here.
that I want to be there. I don't go places I don't want to be. I don't hang around with people that I don't like. That's just not what I
facts.
do. But I also realize that people need that validation. They need to hear you sometimes verbally or physically show that you want them around or you're, having a good
Yeah,
time or whatever.
And it
And I'm
almost
just
feels, but with that, it almost feels like it has to be this big grandiose thing. Again,
right.
going back to what you said, Nika, if I'm here and I'm around you and I'm doing these things, why does it have to be almost like this production?
Yeah. And
Yeah, and it
I
shouldn't have to
just,
be. That's the thing. It shouldn't have to be. I
yeah.
think that's where that carefree part of me that you're talking about. It's not so much that it's carefree at this point. It's this is who I am. You either ride with it or you don't. And if you don't,
Mhm.
that means you're not meant for me. Not that you're a bad person, but you're just not meant for me. So why am I going to put out more effort for somebody who is not for me?
Yeah, for
You
me.
know, and
Right.
if I can't basically confused, confusion is no for me. Now, if I am unsure whether you want my company or not, I'm just going to interpret that as you don't want my company, and I'm going to let you go so you can go find what you want.
Hmm.
Because I know how I am when I'm excited to be around somebody, you guys, or if there's someone I'm interested. When I'm interested, because I'm going to be myself, period, no matter what. I'm
Right.
myself, however I'm feeling that day, wherever I am, however I'm looking, I'm going to be myself. There's no best foot forward. I only got one foot. That's it.
You are?
It's
That's what
always
I got. My
Yeah,
size 8.
right,
Get
right.
yeah.
It's always going that foot's always going to
Right.
be forward. And if that's not your cup of tea, that's okay. Keep going. Keep you go
Yeah.
find what you want, and I'm going to withdraw because there's no time for that. There's no time for me to put out extra energy, and I think that's where your
Mhm.
energy gets wasted, is because you're trying to put out extra energy answering questions that have already been answered, just not
Right.
answered the way you want them to be. So you just
Mm.
have to just because you're on empty because you're giving more than what you're giving yourself. So at that
Yeah.
point
Mhm.
is nobody can treat you better than you treat yourself, and
Right.
you show
Who
people
want to
how
be
you want to
treated?
be treated. Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
How you
Exactly.
take care of yourself shows people how you want to be treated, and if they don't treat you at minimum how you treat yourself or better, they don't need to be there. They're an energy drain at that point,
Right.
and
I was
you
talking
give
to
too much.
the my friend that I went to DC with, and we were talking about relationships a little bit and stuff, and dating or whatever. And one thing that he said, he was like, one thing about you, he was giving me really good advice. I was surprised at first. I was like, he's younger than me, and you just automatically think you're so much younger than me, you don't know. But he was giving me like solid sound advice. But one of the things he said, he was like, one thing I like about you is like even when you come to work, because it's somebody I know from work, you dress, you look like you care about yourself, so that's naturally gonna attract people to you. And yeah, you should be allowing someone to do for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I was saying that
Yeah.
like I've been so used to having to be the one to like plan
Yes.
everything. Let's do this, or do you want to duh? And I just feel like I'm
You're
done with it.
tired.
Like
I'm
I ain't got
tired.
time. Like of course we can talk about if we're planning something, what we like, what we don't like, something that we'll both
Yeah.
enjoy doing. But the whole like putting in all this what I feel is effort to make sure we're spending time, make sure we're talking. And I just don't have it in me. And and I enjoy I really enjoy my own company. Like I be in my room laughing my ass off at my own jokes. And I be having a good time. I put the music on, dance
Right.
around the house. I know I be getting on my boys' nerves, but and I
Right.
cook, I eat what I want. I go to the gym, spend however much time, go outside, go sit by the and I be having a good time by
Right.
myself.
Good
And
ass
then when
time.
I am around people with like y'all, with my friends, we have a
Good ass
good
time.
time. So I feel like at this point, I've really worked at, working through my issues and stuff. And I know we've talked about it before. I'm so good with just me that if you're not adding to it or, bringing more, then it's just like, and I find myself hard to get like attached to people. Like even just,
Yes.
oh, I might like hanging out with them or I might enjoy their company, but I just that other attachment that, that you might look for, especially if it's a romantic type relationship, I'm struggling with trying to find where that's supposed to be. But I don't feel bad about it either because I feel like this is me and whoever is
Yeah.
going to be for me is going to be for me. And when the time is right, like you just said, Tori, it's going to happen. And I'm not going to stress myself out it or be worried. Like me and Felicia talk about it a lot. But at the same time, I'm just like, hey, look, this is me and it is what it is. Like
I am who I
I'm really
am, and
good.
who I am not, I will never be.
I'll never be. What's
Exactly.
aggravating though is for people. What did I say? I was hanging out with some people the other night. They were kind of talking something similar, but when I get frustrated at certain people, and I was like, "You tell me that you came all the way out your way to get in my way to show me some bullshit? Like no one told you to
Right.
go out your way to get in my face to just hand me a fart in the hand.
Mm-hmm.
Just why? Why? What's the point? Why? Just you could have left me alone. You could have did that in the
Right.
corner somewhere. You could have went outside
Yeah.
with that. Like why waste my time with that? And then I was like, well, why would I even entertain something like that? Like why would I
Yeah.
waste my time? Yeah, when I could hang out with either one of you in our bonnets on my couch, knocked out, and be having the best time. All we ain't do
Yeah.
nothing but sleep.
And I
Like,
was,
you know,
and yeah, I think we've all talked about it, but I was telling one of y'all, both of y'all, I feel like I get that satisfaction, that companionship, desire from my friends and my family. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? Like, I be having a good time. We can talk all the time, or we can just sit there in silence. It don't matter. There ain't nobody mad
And
about
it's
it.
fine.
And we don't have to talk every day.
mhm.
We don't have to hang out every day. But what we do, we have a good time. We go eat when we want to eat. And one of the best things about y'all is y'all know when to go home. We ain't got to be out all
Okay.
night. We
No,
ain't got to be
no.
out all night.
I'm not trying to close down a
We ain't
club
got to
at like
shut the club down to
12.
shut
I'm
the
like,
All
bar
we got to do,
down.
we looking like y'all ready to go. You ready?
Okay, we
Okay.
don't even
All
have
right.
to
Let's
say
go
no. We
down.
just look.
right,
They do
we
the
can,
nod.
Let's
All
go.
right, let's round it up. Time to go. And I
or
like
like,
that
well,
about y'all.
basically after somebody, as soon as somebody say my feet, we got 10 minutes.
It's
Let's
time.
go.
It's 10 minutes. Woo, my feet.
All
Time.
right. Countdown.
Right, right. We ready. Y'all ready? Finish that drink. We finna go. What we gonna do?
Yeah,
Nothing.
but
And
I
we be like,
like get so
ooh.
much like satisfaction from that there's obviously it's not physical, duh, but that would be the only thing that is missing. But even that, like, it could be because of age. Like, I don't even really think about it that much. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good with it without, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even need the physical as much either. And maybe I'm just saying
Well,
that because I'm not doing
I
it,
was like,
but
I do. I do.
She
But
was like,
like,
but
wait,
but to
y'all,
your
you can
point,
have that one.
yeah, no, but I do.
I
But here's
just
the thing,
I
like, but
get
that friendship, it's the friendship part of it that makes that so important. It's like I want to feel as satisfied companion wise as I am with you guys and my friends, as I am
right.
with
Yes.
somebody who's going to be my significant other. I want base level that from them and the other fun stuff that should come on top of that. Like, and
Right.
if I don't feel like we can even be just friends, that it's a waste of time if
Yeah.
that's all it is. Like I want friendship, best friend, physical intimacy, emotional intimacy. Like I want it to be like, best friendship on steroids with this other person. that makes it worth my time. Because to your point, otherwise I get that from you guys, like
Right.
that friendship, I get that from y'all. So if you're gonna come in and be that person for me, I don't need to be questioning not one thing about whether you enjoy my company or not. Whether I had somebody like test me.
Okay.
The one person that so we were like talking, and then I was like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, like, okay, cool. Gave him my number, and then he kept talking to me through like Instagram, and I was like, are you ever? And I'm very frank. I'm like, so is you ever going to use my number, or did you not see it? And he was like, oh, well, I just want to make sure that we get to know each other a little more before I give you my phone number. And I was like,
what?
What's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a
I was
thing
like,
these
he's like, I have to
days,
make
I
sure you're
think.
okay. And I'm like,
Okay, never
Because
mind
that,
then.
testing
I
me?
mean,
I don't have time for that. Don't test me.
something
I don't like
similar
it.
happened. He wasn't testing me, but like we exchanged numbers, but we never actually talked. It was like only through like Facebook Messenger, which was weird to me, especially his age. Yeah, I can see if he was like your 20s or something, that's normal, but like dude, you're like almost 50. So that was weird to me.
Uh-huh.
So I gave up on that a long time ago. But um I am finding, I will say, the men that I have met, it's not like they're horrible men or nothing like or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like there's even with the whole red flag thing, it's not even like there's a whole bunch of red flags, it's just they may not be for me. And I'm finding that my discernment is like on 10 right now. So like
Yes.
I'm sifting through things so quickly.
Wait.
And even when I haven't, something happened where it's like, man, you about to act stupid. So let me go ahead and put this sign in front of you. So I'll be like, okay, there it is, there it is, there it is. So that's
Oof.
happened, that was last year. Yeah, y'all know about that. I won't go into details, but I'm glad it happened as quickly as it did because yeah, it would have become a whole thing had it
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were just privy to the crazy shenanigans that I went through. Like, ladies, when your intuition tells you hell no, walk away.
Listen.
Just walk away. There are a lot of bums out here posing as something
As
else, and
yeah.
and some of them are crazy. And I think if this was me encountering this person years ago, I I would have this would have probably dragged on way longer than it
Mm-hmm.
should have, because I think I would have mistook a lot of those signs as like masculine manliness and
Mm.
pride,
Mm-hmm.
but immediately like everything screamed like just crazy, like egotistical, delusional, um manipulative, um like it was a lot, and I was just
Yeah.
like, wow, dude, wow, okay. Hey, yeah, no,
Yeah.
you gotta go to the point where I had to physically, doing shit without asking like consent or like permission, as if it was something. Basically, I had to take my hand to somebody's face in a very physical way and like put it into like to put a stop to festivities, because he just thought he knew that he could treat me a certain kind of way without my consent at all. And it was like, no, 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 no. And a lot of like and we thankfully it was only like one official date, and I was like, no, that's never again. And then I was like, okay, well then back to me. And then come forward to like now, I'd recently had something blindside me, like that I wasn't looking for at all. And that's an interesting development that's happening. Well, I'll update everybody
Mm.
later on as it develops. But like, this is a rare time when somebody I've met actually like calms my nervous system, and my heart rate slows down around this person immediately. Like, for as intense as red flags feel in your body,
Mhm. Mhm.
it was such an interesting experience to feel the opposite, like what an abundance of like green flags look like.
Mm-hmm.
And having the, and you have the, coming from everything that we've all gone through, it's like, who are you and who sent you? And why are you doing all the things? Did you read my journal? Did you sneak in my house and read my shit? Like, let me check these
Yeah.
cameras and see like who's been in here. Like you're like, it's very interesting, and that's cliche to say when you're not looking, you find, good stuff.
Yeah.
But I think,
That's true.
just to kind of turn it back around to you, Felicia, when you're feeling like you're on empty and you have nothing left to give other people, don't stop giving shit to other people. Put energy back into yourself, and don't worry about other
Right.
folks. Because you're running on empty, giving what you don't have. And no one's giving that back to you,
Mm-hmm.
reciprocating. So that means that you are always responsible for yourself. We are all
Yes.
responsible for ourselves at the end of the
And
day.
nobody's
No,
responsible for me or my happiness.
Right.
right. And so you
Right.
have to understand that if the care of other people in that capacity is draining you, then know that that situation in itself is just not healthy for you, and
Mm-hmm.
that means that it's time for you to start pouring back into
But
yourself.
if you look at like my whole life, like my from my waking until I go to bed, it literally consists of me taking
Other
care
people,
of other people.
yeah,
Right. Right.
yeah, you
Yeah.
have
And
to
we
figure
And
out
by the
how to
time
all
carve
it's
out
time
that
for me to go to
space.
bed, I'm tired. Like my head hits that pillow, and I'm just like emotionally and mentally done.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like, Felicia, you and I talk about it. Yeah. You gotta outside of like your child and your mom, who you take care of. Um, because as that, obviously your child, so there's a responsibility there. But outside of that, not the saying you shouldn't give to people. However, like Tori said, if they're not giving back to you, it's not being reciprocated, or you're feeling drained each time you have to do for this person, step back. There's nothing
And
wrong with that
I
because at the end of the day, everybody's responsible, like you said, for themselves. They have to handle their own stuff. And
yeah.
you trying to put in the labor to do for them, you can't do it. You're one person
You're trying to save them,
and
and
you
the only
can't.
people that can save
They got to swim on
anybody is
their own.
themselves. Yeah. Yep.
That's just what it
Everybody's
is.
got their own journey. It also kind of becomes, not that you're I'd say there's not that you are selfish, but I feel like when it comes, because we've all done the saving, have that saving mentality. We've all put on that cape. We're good people, so we've all put on that cape unnecessarily to try and save folks. And to be that savior type is actually, I've learned and read, like that is actually selfish, because that level of trying to save other people is not for them, it's for you. So when I tried to save a hoe or save, a man that I saw potential in, I did it obviously to for him, but I was mainly doing it for myself as a way to keep me from focusing on my own shit. I could
Mm,
project that onto other people and be, and try and figure out how I can get that hero salute from everybody that actually wasn't going to come, because people that let you give like that and who take like that know that they're just going to keep taking until you
mhm.
flatline. So
Right.
you're never going to get that
Mhm.
from them, even though you deserve it. You're not going to get it from them, and so you like have to realize that sometimes that level of giving is actually more so self-serving, and sometimes it's a cue that it's the cue that you need to take that energy and give it back to yourself,
Right. What were you gonna
and
say,
know that.
Felicia?
Oh yeah, I'm
You were
sorry.
gonna say?
I don't remember now.
Oh,
I was gonna.
Sorry,
It's
sorry,
I wanted you to
like
get
2 minutes ago. What?
sorry,
What was I gonna
sorry.
say 2 minutes ago? I
I
don't
need you to
remember
talk. I need you to talk more.
Right, cut me off. 'Cause I'll
But
rant.
yeah. But Felicia, you're a beautiful person. So, do for you
Absolutely.
what you gotta do for you. Period.
Of course, of course. And
Period.
the person I'm with she is a good person. She really is. And these are just realizations I've had, about myself and why I'm. I don't want to say standoffish, but I know that door isn't completely open. It's still
Mhm.
kind of like I'm peeking through the door a little bit, and it is
Mm-hmm.
trauma's real. And when you think
Yeah,
you're healed,
absolutely.
you're really not. Like I thought I was all healthy and healed and whole. No, I wasn't. That was a lie. That was a facade. and I
That's
and I'm
okay.
and I'm seeing that now. Like I still have more work to do. Like you
Yeah.
feel like I've gotten to the end. No, there's so much more work that needs to be
Yeah,
done.
and healing isn't like a one-stop shop type of thing. Like, oh,
And
it's
it's not a
here
straight
and then
line.
okay, I made it. Yeah, that's it, guys. And like it's literally a daily, process, a life process. I'm very similar. Felicia and I are almost identical, in a lot of ways. So some stuff she'd be saying, I'd be
Very.
like, why? Why? I don't
Like
understand why.
Nick, I was like, I don't think we should be giving each other advice.
I know. It's like it's the blind leading the blind.
I'm like, y'all, I need y'all to call
Like,
me.
I don't know.
Call me, y'all, please. Let me talk to y'all. Let me channel what they're trying to tell me to tell you, please, because
You got
we
two
don't we
emotionless people over here trying to help each
Yeah,
other.
trying to figure out why
no,
everybody else has got all these
no, y'all
emotions.
not
We're just like, I don't
no.
understand like why you're
Y'all are not
so worked
emotionless.
up.
Y'all are no,
Like,
y'all are emotionally exhausted, is what that is. Y'all aren't emotionless. Y'all are emotionally
yeah,
exhausted, and y'all are just tired.
yeah.
Like, and
I
we're
was talking to
all,
somebody the other day, and
tired.
I was saying that yeah, I say that I'm emotionless. I'm not. The fact is, I'm very sensitive, and not necessarily in a bad
Yes,
way, but I feel, like energy is real. Like if you're feeling sad,
yes.
that's gonna make
You're
give me
gonna feel the
anxiety.
other
Like that's
person's
gonna make
energy, right?
right. And like with my friends, like if y'all ain't doing good or y'all got something going on, like I be feeling bad. Like crap, like I can't do nothing to fix it because I want to just fix it because I want everybody to be happy. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that I've done that a lot, especially in, relationships to the point where like I've just learned that, especially when it wasn't reciprocated, that I've just learned like, you know what? I'm not gonna even allow you to get to that side of me because that side of me is very important. And I know that side is very giving almost endlessly. And then you just try to suck everything out of it and then trying to look at me, talking to me crazy or looking at me like something's wrong with me when I'm less like, you know what? No more. I cut the faucet off. No more of that. Now I'm crazy. Now something is wrong with me. So
Yes.
I've just learned to like put that wall up, and that wall is thick. Like it's steel brick. It's a gate around it. There's two guards in the front with shotguns, and then the
In a
key that's
moat.
on the lock on the outside. Each one of them got a lock, right? And so the
No.
key that's on the lock, the key I put it somewhere. I gotta go find it. That's how I be feeling like, where did I put that damn key now? I know I'm supposed
The
to be
doorknob is a
feeling something
cactus.
in this moment, but I don't
Yeah.
feel anything. There's a pit bull out in front, there's, attack on command, like,
Beware of landmines. Like, step
It's crazy,
lightly.
man.
so like
Yeah,
sometimes I be
it's
feeling
crazy.
bad. Do I feel bad?
No.
Maybe a little bit. I can't, well, probably not. But I be feeling bad, when people
That much.
aren't, men specifically are trying to be nice to me. And, I just be feeling like I'm supposed to be like flirty or I'm supposed to be like, oh,
But you
thank
don't
you.
have it in
But
you.
I can't, like, I
No.
don't have it.
You
Because you
can't
don't know
find it,
it's
right?
I
real.
just be like, oh, thank you. Yes. And that's part of it. It's like I have major trust issues when it comes to men for a number of different reasons. But I always, when somebody do something nice, and I'll be like, thank you.
Mm.
What you want?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it is. Right, what you want. But it's a lot of energy to trust anybody. That's a lot that to open yourself up to be potentially vulnerable or to potential hurt, because relationships are always something that have the potential to hurt you.
Mhm.
To open up and have somebody have the possibility of touching that live wire, this shit's scary. And sometimes it's just
Yeah.
like,
And I feel
I'm not
like
even
at
gonna
this point,
expose that wire.
right, if
Mhm.
I do all that, because I know how I am, like once I like you, like I'm laser focused, on you. And that's what I put my energy into. And I feel
Mhm.
like if I do that again and it don't work out, like I'm gonna fight. Like let's just go ahead and put on the boxing
We throwing
gloves.
bows at
Let's
this
pick a
point.
day and a time and a place and let's just
We
fight.
square it up, hair back in the
Yes.
ponytail, Vaseline on the
Like
face,
I'm
square
gonna
it up,
just
Vaseline,
square
start
up.
throwing
sneakers,
bows.
sweats.
And
Yeah.
the unfortunate
Right.
part is if you're that person, you'll be getting the wrath of things that had nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? So and rather than
Exactly.
me
But
be flipping
wait.
out on
They're getting
somebody,
the wrath of it now, though. That's the shitty part. They're getting
well,
the
yeah,
wrath of it
You're
now.
true.
getting it. Yeah, you're getting it now.
That's true. That's
Hmm.
true. That's true. That's true. See, that's why I like talking
I
to
had to.
y'all.
Yeah, I feel like I've changed that narrative. I feel like at this moment, it's like I am no longer giving other people the power to affect who I am as a person. Like I am only going to be myself. And naturally, yeah, I tend to be very loving and giving and supportive, but smarter for sure. You learn the lesson. I'm not as immediately trusting as I used to be, but like I still trust people to a degree. Everybody starts off with a 95 and then maybe a 90, and then it's up to you to keep your grade. You either keep the grade up or it drops to zero very quickly. Your actions will tell me which way to go. But if you do something, your behavior has nothing to do with me. That's all on you. Yeah, I may be the recipient of the behavior, but again, that's all about you and nothing to do with me. I am no longer internalizing other people's behavior about me. You do not get the power to change my essence as a person. We're all good, amazing, unique women. And, we deserve great things, but life isn't always fair. We don't always get what we deserve. But again, no one gets that power to make me anything but myself. You don't get to make me bitter. You don't get to make me angry. You don't get to make me anything other than my joyous, joyful self at all. And if you are trying to do that, then you can go kick rocks somewhere else. Like, get out my way. I'm not giving anybody that power anymore. You just don't exist to me anymore. That's it. You just gotta go. I'm done giving energy to the undeserving. And it's been a good mindset to like sit in. It's new.
Yeah, I agree. I don't necessarily feel like it's giving someone my power. For me, it's like a lot of it I know has to do with age. I don't got a lot of time, and I'm like really starting to realize that. And I don't like my time being wasted, and I don't like wasting other people's time. So like, if you're gonna be here, be here. If you're not, go ahead. Like, it's cool. Like, I'm good. I feel like my time, is closer to the end than I am to the beginning. So it's just like everything that I deal with, any person I deal with, whether it's work, whether any type of relationship, I'm looking at purpose. What is the purpose? Not just this very moment.
Not just
purpose.
to do
How
stuff
is
to do
this
stuff.
exactly? How is this fulfilling my purpose, or is this fulfilling your purpose? It's a lot of what my mindset is when I'm approaching different things or dealing with different things is purpose. That's what keeps me going back to work every day, because I'll be like, every day I'll be like, I don't need this shit,
I don't
man.
want to do this shit no
I don't
more.
want to do this. But when I think about it and I think about, where I work, I've met some amazing people there, people that went to Columbia with me that have become very dear to me and lifelong friends. So that's what keeps me motivated. You know what? Yeah, this is a job to get money to pay your bills, take care of your family or whatever. But what is the purpose? I feel like my purpose there was to meet these people and get connected with these people who I have been now connected to other people who then connect, you know what I'm saying? And everybody winning, and I just love it. I feel like, hey, listen, my purpose here has been fulfilled. Like I did what I was supposed to do. What happened was supposed to happen. Like, all these people are like, I just love seeing y'all, all my friend group, like, win. And I see, like, when we went to Columbia and some, they hadn't all necessarily met each other before, but everybody was getting along. It's just like, oh, well, you can do this. Oh, I'll do that. And oh, well, you can do, and everybody winning right now. And I just love it. So it's like, when it comes to romance, it's purpose, is the purpose. What is the purpose? What is yours? What are your intentions? What is your purpose? What is mine? Are we going to be just friends? That's cool. And it might be just, you gave me good advice about something, or I gave you good advice about something, and that might be it. And I've, finally become okay with that being it. But again, when it comes to like somebody that I'm going to be connected to for life, like I'm not taking that lightly or going into it easily. Lightly. So everybody has to go through a certain screening process, which has become very, very vigorous at this point.
Right.
And very hard on the other people involved as well. Unfortunately. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we kind of went to say this. Oh.
When was your birthday? What's your last name? Where were you born? Oh. Okay, that's cool.
Okay. Yeah, so my last year, just to give y'all listeners, I'm not gonna go into a whole bunch of details, but last year, sometime there was a little situation, you know what I'm saying? And once I got that name and the birth date and with the little digging, I got
It was on and
the
popping.
license number, and I went to digging and I found all this stuff. Like, oh, okay, so what was that again? What happened with that? And yeah, I was glad it was over and done very quickly. But I feel like had I not done that and had that one certain conversation not happen, I probably still would have been like, oh, it's okay. But come to find out, once I start talking and digging back the layers, this big muscular man, and you start peeling back the layers, and you see it's just a little 5-year-old boy that has issues with his mom, banded by his mom. He have issues, like, and that's where a lot of stuff comes from. Like, oh wow, okay, so you are still operating in your 8-year-old mindset in a number of different ways. But the background is important as well, though. It was a lot.
And now
It was a
you
lot.
realized that wasn't for you to save. It
Oh
wasn't
no
your
no no
job
no.
to try and save
Oh,
him or support him into his
no no.
masculine. No, no, no,
Mm-mm.
no, no. We're not doing that no more. Like
Mm-mm. Nope.
take responsibility.
Been there,
Just
done
like we
that.
had to take responsibility to get where we are.
Right.
And that's another thing too that I stopped. I'm not it's no more, it's no more saving. Like if I am able to get myself in this spot, if I can lead myself here, imagine what I can do with the man that like can actually lead, like lead me. And I'm a leader. I am a natural leader. And if you can lead me, if I take that back, if you can make a hyper independent woman lean on you,
You got something
Man,
special.
you got
And
man.
I feel like that's the sort of era you and I talked about, that Tori era I'm in right now. That, like, hey, listen, I'm
If you want to take the reins, by all means, but show me you can do it, or I have to be
mhm.
willing to want to give it to you.
Yeah, because I
right.
see all these, like, as of late, it could be just because I watched the full video, so your feed, starts to feed you certain videos, but it's like all these videos of, black men in particular, but not just black men, talking about the woman need to do this and oh, the traditional woman and none of submissive and y'all not this and y'all not that. And it's just like, listen, at the end of the day, when you with somebody, y'all determine the dynamics of your relationship, right? That's number one. Y'all
Exactly.
figure out what works for y'all. What works for y'all might not work for somebody else, and that's cool. If y'all want to be the
Mhm.
she's submissive, y'all, however y'all want to do that, that's cool. But for me, if you want to talk about leading me somewhere, I need to know that you know where you're going. Like, you don't even got your map out. You don't even know you don't know what a map is. So why would I be like, I need you
Blindly
to
follow.
explain to
Well,
me,
well, yeah.
what am I
Where you
submitting
leading
to?
me?
What am I following? Because you have no
Where
idea
am
where
I?
you're going. And that's very clear. So
Right.
why
If you
would
can't
I?
lead yourself, why? What am I? What? And most of these men that talk about they want, like, I want a traditional woman, sir. You're
No, you
not
No,
don't.
giving
you don't.
traditional man. No,
Yeah.
you.
No,
If
you
you
don't.
really wanted traditional woman, you would be the traditional man, and that traditional woman will find you in a hurry. But none of these men that are talking about traditional woman that should do X, Y, and Z are giving traditional man.
And a
Men
lot of
now
it
want to be
is,
chased. Then
you
and it's
know,
like no,
yes.
like
I was just thinking, like, you know what? This he
right.
want to be chased like a woman want to be chased. Like, what the
Right. I'm
hell?
like, yo.
Like, you want flowers? You want to go buy you some flowers? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
You
Like,
didn't
it's
you didn't say good
it's getting
morning this
crazy.
morning. What?
What? Oh, do you see all of our
All of
that was
our faces.
hilarious.
You did it goes both ways. You didn't say good morning either. And last
Your
night, because I
mouth
listened
works.
to you, right. And last night you said you had stuff to do early morning. So I assumed that you
I
was
was
getting
being
busy doing what
considerate.
you had to do. I'm right. I wasn't fit to bug you. So now
Right.
your panties wadded up because I didn't say good morning first. You haven't done anything for me to want to warrant reaching out to you like that yet. Like you're
Yeah.
trying to make me chase you. I'm giving
Yeah, but
you
I
time of
don't.
day.
And then when they say like
Period.
traditional woman, like what traditional woman are you talking about? Because again, these are
Facts.
mostly black men. And so if you talk about traditional woman, you definitely not basing that on black women because at least for America, we was out in the cotton fields picking cotton and
Thank you.
everything and having babies all at the same.
With
So we've
y'all.
been doing this. So what traditional woman are you referring to? Because we didn't get to sit in the
Right.
house and be pretty. We were working too, even if we were in the factory, even after, you know, chattel slavery ended, we were still taking care of, washing their clothes and all. We were still working. We've been working. So what
Right.
Mhm.
We've
tradition
been
are you
working with
referring
y'all.
to? And then the other part, which we have all talked about, traditional women. Oh, my grandma, my grandma. Listen, your grandma or my grandma or these older women from church and stuff that I would be talking to, you know what they would tell me? Don't you marry that man. You go live your life. You go get your education. You go travel. You go do this. I wish
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't have done this. I wish I hadn't have
Right.
done that. So we
You
are now
single
the
until you
result.
married.
Right. We are now the
Exactly.
result of advice that we've taken from these traditional women that y'all so-called hold up or, hold so high. I think they were just so happy. They were miserable a lot of times. Not that everybody
Right.
was, obviously, but that's the lessons I was getting from older men. My mom, don't you marry him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you had a
Don't
baby.
don't
Don't
do it.
marry him because you're gonna get caught up just having babies. Go
Yep.
live your life. That was from my own mother with me
Mm-hmm.
being pregnant, telling me not to
Don't do
marry.
that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Right.
Right.
So yeah, I'm the result of advice that I got from the traditional women that y'all claim that we are not. Yeah, no, we're not because they may have been in some ways.
Yeah.
Again, for Black women, it's completely different, but it's just not that. So like,
And they want traditional women talking about something. We can pay half the bills, and no, tradition says if you coming in here, you paying all these bills, and then you can get
All of
traditional
mhm,
them.
woman.
all of
You're
them.
not gonna we're not gonna go half and then still be expected to do the traditional home stuff while you get to
No.
sit there and drink a beer with your hand in your pants. Absolutely not. Because if we both working 8 hours and we both washing these dishes, if we both working 8+ hours a day making money paying half of everything, then yeah, we doing our own laundry. You got your laundry
Mhm.
basket, I got mine. Who's paying for what? Half the bill, half the
Yeah,
light bill come in. You brush half the cat, I'll brush the other half. Like there's
we
no
brushing
it's
together.
Don't make
different,
the cat suffer
right?
now.
This
Right.
poor cat,
There's
like
like, but no, but there's such a
trying to
difference.
figure out
I
what's
feel,
going on. Where's
right, like
Buster?
traditional roles are not they don't apply anymore. You know,
Yeah,
They don't.
Women,
and
you know, we
the
can
other part is
support
like,
ourselves now.
and
So
even with
that the roles have to adjust.
yeah, and even with the way things are costing these days, even if you want to be traditional, a lot of times you can't afford it. Quite frankly, like stuff is expensive,
The way
rent is
the way
expensive,
these bills
food is
and groceries
expensive,
is set up.
cars, car insurance, your phone. Now the phones have become so vital, you can't really go without a phone. Like a
Have to
lot of
have
times,
one.
unless you're making a certain amount of money, tradition is just not even an option, even if you wanted to. So we're gonna have to reconfigure this
Yeah.
dynamic and figure out what works, for us. Because all this talk I've been hearing lately is just like at this point, I don't even bother to even try to listen to all of it, even with some of the people that I actually like listening to. Even them sometimes I'm like, the reality is don't nobody know what they're talking about. Like for real.
No, no one
Literally no
knows
one
what
knows
to
what they're
do.
talking about.
No one knows what to do.
That's
Women are
been my
out here like
ultimate
I make my
conclusion. Is
own
like,
money.
you know what? Like literally all of us are just figuring out day by day. None of us have the
Yeah.
actual answer that you can say for sure this
Yeah.
works 100% of the time. None of us do.
Yeah.
So figure out what y'all dynamic is and keep it moving.
Yeah.
And don't be mad at other
That
people when they,
tradition.
they don't fit in what
When they
your
doing what they
dynamic is
doing that
anyway.
works for them.
Right.
Yeah.
That
Right.
tradition gonna mess all of us is messing all of us up because now we don't need men to take care of us. We don't need men to pay for our bills and for the physical, financial stuff like that anymore. But that dynamic we still need men. Men still need women, but the dynamic shifts from, money making and home care to the emotional, spiritual, energetic needs
Mm-hmm.
now. We still need, all sides still need each other. You still need partnership, but there's a lot less dependency now on the money part of it. Whereas a lot of women had to get married or they were never going to be able to make enough money to provide for themselves, even if they did work, because that's you couldn't have your own checking account. You couldn't have anything. We literally needed a
Mm-hmm.
man to do certain things. And that's not the case anymore. So now you get women that's all out of balance. That's like, oh, I don't need no man. I can take care of myself. That's not true. And then you get men that's like, these women don't want to do shit. No, you need to adjust and know that you are more than the money you can provide. You now
Right.
have to dig deeper and give us the emotional and mental support in lieu of not necessarily needing to have that material support anymore. Like you
Yeah.
just have to, everybody has to adjust and we're just not adjusting. We're all like mad at each other, but it's everybody's
Yeah.
fault.
That's what it seems like. Everybody's fighting to be right, which,
Yeah.
just leads to nothing, just a bunch of talk
Nothing. Because
and
there is no
arguing.
right or wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Just do what works best for you. Ooh, we done got into that, y'all. We supposed to say that
Ooh,
for
sorry.
next time. But it's all
Sorry.
good though. No, Oh,
It's
it's
all
all good.
good.
I knew it was
It's
gonna
all
be
right.
there because I know us.
Welcome
But
back.
yes, welcome back. We are
Welcome
back and we
back.
are talking and running our mouths. But I think we can kind of, close it out a little bit here. But yeah, it's been, a good few months, not perfect, at least for me, 100% perfect, how I want
Yeah.
things to be 100% of the time. But for me, life is good. I really can't complain. Even when it comes to the romance,
Yes.
like I talk stuff and whatever, but I feel really good.
Really
Like I
good. Yes.
really do. I feel
Yeah.
good. For
Same.
once in
It's
my
been good. It's a
life,
good
I feel
space.
good. And
Happy.
I'm
I feel
so
hopeful,
happy
happy,
about it.
joyous.
Yeah.
Doors are opening, and it's
Yes.
focus on the stuff that you can control, and focus on the stuff that does bring you joy. And when you do that and let all the other stuff go, you find like that alignment, and you just go. Like
Yeah.
we
Just
talking
just
about that. We are
everything
in a
is
season of just like, yeah,
alignment. Yes. And everything is just happening, just even without thinking about it or like I told y'all, even
It's
the
just falling into
smallest
place.
little thing, just that would be nice. And then boom, like it happens. Like, okay, yes, yes. I was, I've become a big crybaby. I always been a crybaby, but I had stiffened up a lot. But I become a big crybaby. I was in my room crying, like, oh my God, this happened. I wasn't expecting it. It was so good. My children are happy and healthy. Girl, I cried all the time. But only y'all know that about me. Well, now the World Wide Web will
Yeah, and
know.
it's okay. Tears are
But
okay.
that's good. Tears
Tears
are
are okay.
healthy. Tears are
yes,
healthy.
yes, yes,
Tears are
yes.
good.
So, any last words, last
Yeah.
comments, Felicia?
Oh Lord, I'm tired.
To me, oh, it's 9 o'clock. I know you're ready to go to bed.
Well, I've been up early since early, and I've worked 9 hours today. So yeah, it's been wonderful. I miss doing this with you guys. I enjoy having this dialogue. So it feels good. But yes, Felicia is
She's tired. Not
She's
tired.
tired, tired.
tired.
She's tired.
Ah.
Like the detergent, tired.
Not tired.
All right, y'all. Well, Tori, last words, last
Yes.
comments.
Oh, something I say in my yoga class, every class.
Yeah, yoga. Tori got her yoga certification, y'all. She's a
Oh
yoga
yeah,
teacher.
so I'm a yoga teacher. I specifically teach Hot 26 and 2, and my class is
Okay.
bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out here in Tampa. It's good stuff. But something I say every class, and I've been really trying to incorporate, is you can't get back a past breath, and you can't breathe a breath that hasn't happened yet. The only breath that matters is the one that's in your control, that's happening right now. So, know that the future breath is coming. Learn from that past breath. Maybe if you hiccuped or burp or something, but like breathe your current breath. Be present. Like stay in the moment, because that's what's happening. Don't miss what's happening, waiting on something to come. Like you can't find happiness as is, you won't find it.
Right.
So,
You'll be forever searching. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good last word, last comment. All right, y'all. We are back officially.
Yes.
Don't forget our Instagram is Naija Knows, Naija. Wait, how you spell it?
Ooh, 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 ooh. See, you tired
Girl,
too?
look, I was doing too fast. I'm tired too. Look, it's actually
N
9:08. I
A
be in bed by
I
8:30 normally.
J A knows.
Yes, nose as in K-N-O. That's where I got stopped. Was like, wait, no, it's
Yes.
not no, like, but K-N-O-W-S. Girl, look. Whew, okay. It's been an extremely long day. I've been up
We back,
early.
y'all.
We back.
We back.
Welcome.
But
We're not
follow us
spelling, but we back.
on Instagram. You can pull us up on YouTube, Pandora. We on Amazon. We on Apple Music. We on Google.
Spotify.
We on Spotify. We somewhere everywhere. So make sure you follow, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We got more content. I'm gonna get better with that. I promise I am. And we got more episodes coming up in the few over the year. That we'll put it that way. Over the year,
Yeah.
we are back. We are back. We are back. All right, y'all.
All right.
Bye, everybody.